Hello, and welcome to the Windy City Podcast.
What's up, bitches?
And we are back for episode 2.
Episode 2.
Shockingly, we are still back. And
God, wow, yeah.
And if people are actually listening again, thank you. To the solid 8 people who have subscribed to this channel so far. So thank you.
I'm not going to embarrass myself like last time, but yeah, thank you. Thank you for all the support out there from everybody that we really had. It was very nice to see. I mean, it's 8 subscribers. We like to get to 10, but okay.
Slowly starting.
Just like us.
Yeah. But today we're going to be talking about the state of the Bulls franchise currently. Because obviously the last episode was about The Last Dance, and we're going to continue our Bulls talk. Not specifically that, but just talk about, what's happened since then.
Yeah, and it's been a
flaming pile of dog shit. It's a flaming pile.
It's been ass.
It has not been a fun time. I mean, there's been some good moments.
Oh yeah. There's always good moments in sports, but unfortunately with this franchise, there's been more downs than ups.
Yes, it's very true.
So go ahead, Nate. Like you want to give in your chime because I'm about to teach you kids a lesson.
Yeah, Jake. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Jake has been knowing way more about the Bulls than I have. He's been watching it a lot longer than I have.
I started watching the Bulls when Luol Deng was drafted back in 2004. But I wasn't really that big into basketball, but I followed the Bulls. Like I was more into like football and baseball and all that stuff. I've been following them, but like I really didn't start picking up until the last year before Derrick Rose got drafted. So, but we'll get to that anyway. Go ahead, Nathan. Tell me what do you think of this franchise as of right now?
Well, right now.
Well, by the way, let me just point this out that we're gonna get to the good shit, but it happens towards the end because we win this with who was at the helm of this franchise. It's been 17 long freaking years. So we're gonna get to obviously the good stuff, but we're gonna be talking mainly about the past. Like we know what good is gonna come with this franchise, but we really want to delay on the past as what with this discussion we're talking about. So go ahead, Nate. Go ahead and say what you have to say.
I'm just going to say what I need to say, because I know Jake's going to be taking over the mic for quite a while. Kids. You're going to be hearing Jake's voice for quite a while, because like I said, I've been a Bulls fan since I can remember, but I haven't followed the team as closely as Jake has. I probably started following it more closely.
I'm probably not as close now.
Yeah. I'm a lot closer to the team now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But, for the team now, obviously we got rid of Garpax partly, kind of, and obviously the little halo goes over me and Jake's heads because right now we are happy. Yeah. We still have Jim Boylan at the helm, but supposedly there's rumors that he's getting fired. We're all crossing our fingers and dotting our eyes, and
gotta hope.
We're hoping. Great guy, but coach just
he seems like a really nice guy. He really does. I can't deny that. I actually shook the man's hand at the last game we went to. He seems like a very good dude. But sadly, coaching-wise, he's a fucking moron. But we're gonna get to that. That's a really big discussion we got to talk about. So
but my main thing for the Bulls right now is that young core.
Yeah.
So we should be solid. Hopefully,
exciting
eventually.
Players to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Some not exciting players to watch, but we'll eventually get to that.
Jake will definitely get more into that.
But it's not just. I'm not trying to take over the whole podcast. But I took notes because I'm that guy. So, but I would love for you to chime in, or I'm pretty sure some of these things, and a lot of you Bulls fans know a lot about these, but I just want to recollect and my notes. I have the worst Garpax moments from what I can recall and what I think are. Obviously, everybody has their own opinions on Garpax. If you think these guys ran a great team, you need to just fucking stop.
Open your eyes.
Open your goddamn eyes. Open your bug eyes like Gar Foreman. I'm not trying to tell people these guys are bad people. John Paxson. Obviously he was the first three-peat. He was there. He made the clutch shots. So he's got his, as a player, he's got the hearts of many Chicago people. As an executive, no, he does not.
No, he does not.
Not anymore. But I would love for people to chime in, and I love for you to just I know, like I said, you're gonna know stuff probably more about what's happened the last let's say the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
But there's shit back in 2010, 2011, 2012. Shit with the Thib era, the Hoiberg area and stuff like that. So,
why don't you get started, Jake?
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Jump right into that.
So I have let me see. I have 15 notes. These aren't in any order because I could not put these in order because they pretty much are all shit moves.
Which also, by the way, just letting people know, if we go back, like Jake going back and trying to recollect all this stuff that was just
I'm gonna fuck up. I don't know all the information.
I mean that, but also the fact that he's going back and he's going through all the crappy signings, possible crappy drafts, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, it's not
remember that it's depressing.
Yeah, it's like get your tissues ready because like I don't have this on paper or anything. No, I don't. I haven't written this on paper. I have it all in my collective memory. But okay, so I have 15 worst Garpack moments. So like I said, this is not in any order, but here we go. This is probably the most infamous one since you have started watching the Bulls. To start the list off is the Derrick Rose trade. Now let me get this straight. I am the biggest Derrick Rose fan. I've always idolized him as a player, and I'm not throwing out any comparisons. But to me, watching the Bulls back in the early 2010s, he was my Michael Jordan. He was the guy everybody depended on and everybody looked to. He was Chicago. So, they traded him to the Knicks for Robin Lopez, Justin Holiday, and Jose Calderon. And the only player that out of all three of those stick was Robin Lopez. And Robin Lopez for the Bulls was a good player. The other two, it failed. It failed miserably. Like I don't even think Jose Calderon stayed with the team that year. So, I mean, like, it was just a bad trade. You got pretty much nothing. I mean, like I said, Robin Lopez was a good player for us, but for the other two, you really got nothing out of this trade. And to see his reaction, like, he was devastated, and I was kind of devastated, too. You want to, like, touch in on that real quick and what you thought about the trade?
Well, I mean, just because recently they've been showing stuff on ESPN about specifically, like, the backstory of that whole entire thing, and just Derrick Rose being from Chicago, he wanted to show Chicago, he wanted to wear those colors for his whole career, and he wanted to prove, like, hey, I'm going to bring a championship to this team. Right. Because before he got hurt, he was phenomenal.
Yeah, he was great. He was the guy.
Shit out of everyone. Like
youngest player to win MVP, I believe at the age of 22, I want to say. He was a phenomenal player. He was the guy that everybody looked to in that early 2010 Bulls teams.
And if I'm not wrong, him and Jordan are the only two Bulls in Bulls history to have MVPs.
Yes.
So,
but I just want to also throw this out there because I know there's going to be people that are like, John Paxson got pretty lucky with Derrick Rose. No, he didn't. The draft lottery helped them out with that. I didn't know if you knew this, but I think the Bulls had a 1.4 something like that percentage to get the top draft pick in 2008, and they got Derrick Rose. So no, John Paxson did not win big. He got fucking lucky. All right, calm your tits out there, kids. All right, so the next one, this one goes back a way while, like almost pretty much a decade ago, was the trade of Kyle Korver traded to the Hawks for cash consideration, and we know what all the cash things that they've been doing recently. But Kyle Korver, to me, he was a very good three-point shooter. He was awesome. You needed the big three, he was the guy. And to trade him to Atlanta and then bring over a decent player in Mike Dunleavy Jr. was kind of just like, I don't know, like it's kind of just like bringing somebody's trash in your house. It's like Kyle Korver was a great player. The Bulls never really gave him a chance because Thibodeau really didn't play him all that much because Bulls fans know Thibodeau's thing. But after they signed Mike Dunleavy, who, like again, was a really good player, not as good as Kyle Korver though. And as soon as Kyle Korver was traded to the Hawks, all-star already, starting for them already, all-star, 3-point contest, everything. The Bulls really fucked that one up really hardcore. And like I said, Mike Dunleavy was a great piece. He was great in helping us, doing what he did, but not as much as Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver's up there in the top 10 of made threes of all time, and he was an all-star. He was a great guy to watch and play. All right. This one is going to be like the haunting one. This one is pretty much what started this all, in my opinion. Okay. Back in 2014, the Bulls had 2 first-round picks, and they traded the 2 first-round picks for Doug McDermott. Doug McFucking-Dermott. Do you know who those picks were, Nathan? Do you know who those picks were at all? The first 2 rounders that the Bulls had that they traded away for Doug McDermott. Do you know who they turned out to be?
No.
They turned out to be Gary Harris and Yusuf Nurkic. Gary Harris is a better player than Doug McDermott, obviously. He's, I think a year ago, or the time he went to the Nuggets, he averaged like 14 points a game. Doug McDermott's career points average is 8.2. And their guy is Yusuf Nurkic. And he didn't play in Denver, but he was traded to Portland. Averaged like 12 points a game, 9 rebounds a game. You know, what did we get? 8.2 points in his career. And do you know who was a part of that trade? Do you know?
No.
The new Bulls vice president of basketball operations, Arturis, was the assistant GM with that trade.
So
with that trade,
meaning if he can trade that well back then,
he fucked us.
he did a good freaking job.
And we're gonna get to Art. I can't pronounce his name, so we're just gonna call him Arturis. But he was pretty much the start of the downfall of the Garpax era. I mean, it already started way earlier, but like knowing that he was a part of that trade, or was a part of helping get that trade, just proves to you, like, obviously he didn't have the main title of GM, but assistant GM, the guy is a big part of the draft and the trades, so he was the big part of that. So you didn't know that? I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that at all.
It was just a big, pretty much fuck you, you know?
Solid history lessons from Jake Boss.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, man, like, there's some shit I don't even know. But yeah, Arturis was the assistant GM at that time with the Nuggets. And he got those guys, and they pretty much turned out to be studs. Not all-stars, but studs for their respective teams.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one for me, but is the Dwayne Wade and Rajon Rondo signing. So, let me get this. Okay, so after firing Thibs, you bring in a guy named Fred Hoiberg. Okay, you know, he played in the NBA for a little bit. It wasn't really that much, you know, a difference maker or whatever, but the Bulls were like, yeah, we're not going to rebuild. We're still in our championship phase. I think this was like 2016 or early 2017, I want to say. I can't remember, but they signed a 34-year-old D Wade and a 30-year-old Rajon Rondo to unbelievable amounts of contracts. D Wade got a 2-year, $40 million contract, and he played one season.
I have a D Wade jersey.
I have a D Wade jersey shirt. Yeah, I mean, like, that whole signing was just stupid because that. I mean, let's be serious though. D Wade is a Hall of Famer for sure, but at the later end of his career, he wasn't the same player. And Garpax made that signing, and it was pretty much a signing just to fill the seats at the UC. And Rondo, I mean, I honestly thought Rondo was the better signing of the two because of what he did in the playoffs, and then unfortunately he got hurt, and the Bulls lost to the Celtics in game 4-2. But I thought the signings and the contracts were just horrendous. They were just terrible. Never was a fan of them. It made no sense at the time. It was just pointless. So, and then I just mentioned this guy. The next note is the hiring and firing of Fred Hoiberg. Like I said, Fred Hoiberg was not, you know, he was a player, but he really didn't do anything special in the league. But they fired Thibs, obviously, and then it's pretty much like Garpax wanted a yes man. They wanted a bitch to run the team. So they brought him in, and like he was like supposed to be this guy that ran a great offense. They didn't bring it to the Bulls. And let me just say this now. I don't fully put this on Fred Hoiberg. I mainly put it on Garpax because they did not get the players to fit his system well. Fred Hoiberg's system goes off of screen passes and shooters. D Wade, and then we were just talking about these guys. D Wade and Rajon Rondo really aren't those types of players to be in this kind of system. So it was just a miserable start. Granted, he did make one postseason, and he had them running. And like I said, with Rajon, you know, being in, but he got injured. And then after that, it just all went down from him. And the firing was really everybody knew it was coming. It was just nobody was happy playing that system. It was just literally like Garpax just being like, oh yeah, it's his fault, and mainly it's their fault for not getting the right guys and getting the right coach at the time. So it was just stupid. But this is probably one of the bigger ones too, is the Taj Gibson trade to the Thunder, and Doug McDermott was a part of that trade. And in return, they get two players. You can't even remember their fucking names. That's how big that trade was. And a guy called Cameron Payne. That guy is a fucking scrub. I have no idea. And it just proves how much talent evaluation these guys had. It's just terrible. Like, Cameron Payne, where the fuck is he now? I don't even know. Last time I heard he was with the Cavs. I don't think he did anything with that. It was just stupid. It was just absolutely stupid. There was no reason to trade Taj Gibson because he was the most consistent player at that time for your team. Oh, yeah. Taj is getting older. We're planning on rebuilding, whatever. It just didn't work out. And the campaign thing was just stupid. The guy was a terrible player, terrible defensively, never could make any baskets. Just stupid. Okay, Nate, this one's for you.
Okay, really quick though, just to give a little heads up.
Yeah, go ahead. Chime in, dude. Chime in. I'm not gonna try and
just chiming in because you're wondering where Cameron Payne's at right now.
Yes, I do.
He is a basketball player for the Texas Legends in the NBA G League.
So shit.
Yeah.
So shit. Okay. Well, glad we found that out because I really couldn't give a fuck where he is now or what he was doing. But all right, Nate, this one is for you. The one of the worst things Garpax has ever done, and that just proves how good their talent evaluation is. It's fucking trash. Because you know why? Why the fuck would you pay a 4-year, $32 million contract to a player like Cristiano Felicio?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Started on this.
That guy.
Stupid contract.
Go ahead. Say what you got to say, because you're more vocal about this one than I am.
The reason why me and Jake went to the United Center and we sat very low enough to get high fives from the team. We all got high fives from every single player except for that piece of shit.
Yeah, that guy. It's not to take it away. He's probably a great person and all that, but he is a shitty basketball player.
I've heard Felicio's a fantastic player. He's a fantastic players guy. I mean, he's a good teammate, great guy outside the court, everything like that. It's just that for that contract, for that type of player, you're giving him somebody who's going to be playing. For the first half of this season, he was either injured or on the bench, and he never played. He got paid $8 million to fucking sit in a seat, wear a nice tuxedo, and look like a dipshit. He passed fucking balls to his teammates in fucking warm-ups, and that's it. Congratulations, you guys got him a fucking ball boy for $8 million.
Fucking $8 million a year to do absolutely nothing. And like I said, I don't, and you can't really blame these players for signing these contracts. It's the fucking idiots that just hand them out.
And honestly, yeah, I mean, hell, if I was fucking Felicio and they were like, "We'll give you a 4-year, $32 million contract," you're like, hell yeah, where do I sign this bitch?
Exactly. I don't blame him whatsoever. I don't. I mean, it was just a terrible contract, and he is just not a good player in this league. And overseas, when he plays in Brazil, he's great. Over on the NBA, he's terrible, just terrible. And he's getting beaten out by a rookie, Daniel Gafford, who we'll get to a little bit later. And he's just been riding the bench pretty much all season. The only reason why he recently played is because he was freaking hurt. People were hurt.
Yeah, it's the only reason why he was even able to see the floor.
So it was just, it was bad. So the next one I have is the Jabari Parker signing. My God. That was shit.
As everybody said before, oh man, it's Derrick Rose 2.0.
Fuck off. Yeah, injury-wise, Derrick Rose part 2, unfortunately, but the whole Jabari Parker signing was just stupid. You're bringing home a guy that just literally came off fucking 2 knee injuries, and you're sending him to a 2-year, $40 million contract, and he doesn't even make it through half of the season because he's fucking garbage. He gets traded to the Wizards. He sucks there. I don't even know where the fuck he is now. I think, you're going to go look it up? You can look it up. All right, he's probably, I want to say the last time I heard he's with the Kings. That's how bad that guy is. The whole Jabari Parker thing is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, the kid could have been good. He was great coming out of college. I can't remember where he went because I really didn't give a shit. But
good move on you, Jake. Jabari Parker is on the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah. It shows how much he fucking sucks. But I don't, he was supposed to be the 1-2 guy up there in Milwaukee with Giannis and Chris Middleton and all that, but it didn't turn out. His knees gave out, and Garpax's like, yeah, I mean we had a guy with knee injuries, and we gave him a lot of money. Let's fucking sign this guy So he didn't even make it. He was just just didn't make any sense. He was pissed off that he came off the bench, and I don't blame him for being benched because he fucking sucked. And defensively, he was the worst when he was with the Bulls. The worst player defensively with the Bulls. He just did not give a shit defensively. You want to chime in on this one? It was
I mean, because I've watched. We didn't go to a Kings game this year, did we? No, I just watched it online, or I watched it on TV or whatever. But I mean, with the Kings, he was playing defense. But when he was with us, He didn't play defense. He didn't do anything. He didn't fucking do a goddamn thing.
It was mainly the system, too, because I believe, he played with Fred Hoiberg, and Fred Hoiberg couldn't fucking teach defense to a bunch of little kids, so.
Exactly.
It's just stupid. All right, so this one, I'm probably going to get a little controversial with this one.
Ruh-roh.
I mean, it's not terrible. For me, it's I think he's going to be a good player if he stays healthy. But I think the Otto Porter trade was kind of it's a mixed bag for me still. Because, I mean, he's not a bad player. He's great when he's healthy. And I know, like, it was shockingly surprising that Garpax didn't make this move. But, like, the amount that he's making is just a ridiculous amount for a guy at his availability to be on the team. Like, you're making $28.5 million. I believe he played 11 games last season. I mean, like I said, I don't blame it's not Garpax's. Really, I mean, like, the trade was just dumb, in my opinion. Like, I do think Otto Porter can be a great player if he stays healthy, but, of course, with the Bulls, he never can stay fucking healthy. And, you know, when the Bulls traded for him, he was already injured, so it was just like, what the fuck after what the fuck? So it was just, I don't know. I really don't know. It was just, it's hard to explain because I really like Otto Porter Jr., He's done some really good things when he's healthy. That's the key word is when.
Yes, when he's healthy.
Yeah, when he's healthy, he's really good. But it's like the problem is he can just never play a full 82 games in a season. And it's just really heart-wrenching. And to make $28.5 million a year for like 11 games, it's not that good. And like I said, it's not Porter's fault. It's just it's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow for me because I do really like Otto Porter. But, I mean, it's just, it's tough. It's a tough one to swallow just because of the money. I mean, because you could have gone out and get somebody else with that type of money. But, like I said, like, I hope it all works out in the end. So, probably the biggest one, well, I would say probably top 5, is the firing of Tom Thibodeau. It was a very ugly, pretty much divorce. Thibs was a good coach. I'm not going to lie. Thibs was a really good coach. The only problem that I have, and probably many others do, is that he plays the starters for way too long. And it showed, you know, that the Derrick Rose game, the game that Derrick Rose hurt, they were up by 12 with a minute 47 seconds left to go, and he was out there. I think it was like 99-87. He was still out there, and then, well, you know the rest. But, you know, he plays his players way too long, and, you know, and it happens later in the career. Like, Luol Deng was not the same after he was traded, and Joakim Noah wasn't the same. You know, it's just, it really sucks. But the way they hired it, the way they just fired it was just like pretty much like a big fuck you. Like, this guy got to the Bulls to the playoffs every single year, and he didn't want to be their bitch. And I totally respect Thibs for that. But, you know, obviously the Garpax wanted a puppet, and Thibs wasn't going to happen. So, I mean, like, it was sad to see him go, but at the same time, I was kind of happy because, like, I really didn't like the way he was using his players. I mean, there was a game a couple of years ago where Jimmy Butler was finally reaching his potential. And it was a game, I believe it was against the Orlando Magic. The game went to overtime. Jimmy Butler played 60 minutes that game. He played pretty much the whole game.
I would have died.
Well, you know, we're not physically fit like that guy, but I would have died. But pretty much the whole game he played. I mean, it's just shit like that. They just, you know, got Garpax under their skin and all that. So it was just stupid. But yeah, the whole firing of Thibs was just really dumb. Okay, you ready for this one? Because I knew about this one for a while. Okay, so back in 2012, the NBA draft comes up, and there's some players out there, like I'm not going to name, I can't really recall, but the Bulls, I don't know if anybody remembers this because this guy is literally a fucking nobody. He's probably selling cars at a used lot now. The Bulls drafted a player named Marquise Teague in the first round. Do you know who was taken in the second round, Nathan, of that draft?
No, I can't think of anybody right now.
Draymond Green.
Oh, you know, just somebody who's, you know.
Yep.
You know.
And let me tell you this. You ready to have your fucking mind blown? Like I said, most of you probably know this. Thibodeau and his coaching staff and his associates told Garpax to draft Draymond Green. Garpax drafted Marquise Teague over Draymond Green. Their retaliation fucking sucks, people. That's how bad. Like, that's the kind of shit that just rubs people the wrong way. I mean, let's be serious. So nobody knew what Draymond Green could have been in the second round. Nobody knows anybody. You know, you can get duds in the second round. You can get duds anywhere. But he's done a great job all in Golden State. Yeah, he had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant. Snake. But he was a big part of that. He was a big, great defender, and like the Bulls ran a defensive-minded team, and they drafted Marquise Teague, and he averaged 2.8 points in his NBA career.
Man. That's why I see Teague jerseys all over fucking eBay for like $5. I was wondering what that was.
I'm surprised they even fucking made those pieces of shit. Yeah, that was just stupid. Okay. Now, honestly, this probably has to be the biggest fuck you to Bulls fans from Garpax. So, Jimmy Butler coming out, being an all-star that he is now, we all know. But back then, like 2011, 2012, like he really wasn't really anybody. He was mainly just a defensive guy, and then his offensive game started to grow. And he became, like, the guy now. Derrick Rose was still on the team, but he was kind of pushed to the side a little bit, in my opinion. But the Jimmy Butler just came out of nowhere, and he was great. He was awesome, and the fans loved him. He worked. He obviously, with the shit he says now, he works hard and all that shit. But the year of his contract, he knew what he was worth. And let me tell you right now, if you were the GM of anybody, you would pay that guy max back a couple years ago when he was, mid-20s, late 20s. So there was the contract that he signed. I believe it was 5 years, $95 million. He signed it because Garpax forced him to. And not only that, Garpax were not going to give him the max contract, and he wasn't going to sign it. And Garpax flipped shit. They said, well, if you don't sign this, we're going to do something to you, and you're not going to like it at all. So what did Garpax do? Since Jimmy Butler did not sign that contract, they went to Tom Thibodeau, the coach at the time, and said, do not start Jimmy Butler. You will start Tony Snell over Jimmy Butler. And Tibbs is like, fuck off. Like, fuck you. Like, are you kidding me? You're going to tell your coach, who pretty much brought this kid up out of nowhere to become an offensive star in a defensive-minded scheme that this guy runs, and you're going to go to the coach and say, yeah, this guy's not signing his contract. You're going to start Tony fucking Snell over Jimmy Butler. An all-star. An all-star. And Tibbs is like, no, fuck you. And let me just say this. Tony Snell's a fucking scrub, too. Just another Italian valuation of fucking Garpax. It's just stupid. And that's how bad it was. It was just, oh my God, it was a horrible thing. Like, you cannot tell a coach to start a player just because he didn't sign a fucking contract. How about you just fucking pay the man what he wanted and everything would have been happy? But we all know how that turned out. You want to say something about that? Go ahead, Nate. You can say something. You can chime in finally.
That's something that I did not actually know.
Yeah, I actually knew that. But right. I wanted to say something, but I knew that I wanted to save it for tomorrow just in case anybody else didn't know that. Yeah.
I mean, there's like, what I don't understand is, you see, Derrick Rose towards the end of like him playing, because
his light career, the ladder of his career in Chicago. I mean, his career's not over. But
but I'm saying, but his like career in Chicago at that time, gonna be towards the end of it.
Yeah.
Before he got traded and everything, and then you have Jimmy Butler, stud. Whether or not people even back then, still a stud.
Mm-hmm.
He was growing to be what he is now. He's a beast, especially in Miami now. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Because you're telling me
he's the guy. He's the guy down there.
Yeah, exactly. You're telling me you're gonna have this guy who can be the face of your franchise. He can put people in those seats to make people want to come to your games.
Yep.
And you're gonna fucking bench him because he didn't sign a contract that you gave. It was probably a piece of shit.
Oh yeah. It was just
Garpax.
It was just like, that's how bad these guys became. Like,
but that bugs me, because what I don't understand is you have a talent like Jimmy Butler. Okay, talent, fucking fantastic. Okay.
Now let me just chime in real quick. Sorry to cut you off, but like, he was a talent, but like the way he came up was amazing. He was homeless when he was a child. I believe he was raised by his aunt. Went to a school that nobody really even thought about drafting him. Pretty much did nothing in his rookie year because, that's how Thib runs. His second year he came out, he showed potential, 6 points per game, but he was a defensive stud. Then all of a sudden this guy comes out of nowhere and pretty much is the savior of your franchise right now. And then boom, fuck you, you're not getting max. We're gonna start Tony fucking Snell over you, who is just a trash player. And that's just another stupid ass draft pick that the Bulls fucked up.
But
go ahead, I'm sorry.
But what I'm saying is, just going back over that list of fucking complete pieces of crap that they drafted and signed and free agents and stuff.
Yeah.
So you're willing to give a guy named Cristiano Felicio a fucking 4-year, $32 million contract.
Yeah.
But you're not willing to give a max to Jimmy fucking Butler? That makes no... That evaluation and that fucking just overall contract scheme... There's a reason why those guys are fucking gone. There's a reason, because they fucking sucked.
Well, yeah, but we're going to get to the league.
Oh, God, it's so
aggravating. We're going to talk about what happened. We're going to talk about the season last, pretty much, but I only got 2 more notes.
All right.
Okay, so this one... Okay, I'm going to get to that one last, but, like, I know they probably had nothing to do with this, because I don't know if those guys have anything to do with marketing and all that, but the first year that Derrick Rose got hurt, okay, his first torn ACL or MCL, whatever the fuck, I can't remember.
Yep.
Okay, so the guy announced he's going to be out for the year. Then there's rumors, quote unquote, that he might be coming back from the playoffs. And this is pretty much the whole Bulls organization in general. So what they did is, because granted, he hurt his knee again, and like they still filled the UC, but what they did, they put Derrick Rose on the playoff tickets to say, like, he's coming back this year, to fill that fucking stadium. That is one of the fucking most heinous things an organization can do. And look, like I said, I know it's not probably Garpax's fault that they did that. It could be. But to say that the guy that's going to be out for the year, he, quote-unquote, may be back for the playoffs, everybody's, like, speculating. No, Derrick Rose has not said anything about it. And they fucking plaster his fucking face on those tickets, on the fucking banners, in the UC, and he doesn't play. That is fucking just robbing your fans. Not because of the money, just because of the way, like, oh yeah, we're going to, quote unquote, Derrick's going to come back and play. And then you're just going to fill the UC just so you can get your fucking money. And he's not going to play at all. And then he comes back next year, starts out slow, hurts his knee again. Don't know if they did it the same year. But that is just a heinous fucking crime of what they did there. That was just total bullshit on the whole Bulls organization, pretty much. To say that a guy, your fucking franchise savior, pretty much, since Jordan, and you're going to tell me that, oh yeah, he might come back and play, and then he's not, and you're going to just plaster him, like, you're going to say playoff run or run with us, and you're going to have Derrick Rose's picture everywhere. It's like, it's marketing, yeah, but it's also just a fucking lie. It's just a big fuck you to the fans that support this team night after night after night, filling the goddamn United Center, day in and day out, and then for them to fucking do that, it's just a fucking heinous crime, and that's why one of the reasons Garpax is the freaking worst, man. Those guys suck. They suck. They have no accountability for each other. Tell me this, Nathan. Name one good thing Gar Forman, the GM, quote unquote, has done for this organization as his tenure. 17 years, 26 years in the organization, 11 years as a Bulls GM. What has he done? What has he done? Give me 5 good things that he has done in this organization to help this. Go ahead. Give me 5 or 3.
Give you 5 or 3?
Give you 5. If you can name 5, give me 3.
I mean, as GM of the Bulls, wouldn't he have any say on any of the trades that have recently happened? Or any of the drafts?
It's all... John Paxson used to run that team. Everything went through John Paxson. Gar Forman was just this little fucking puppet, so he could shove his hand right up his ass and like make him talk with his bulgy fucking eyes sticking out like a fucking skeleton. I'll give you this. I will give you this. There have been really good drafts, people. They really have. It's pretty much just been John Paxson calling the shots, but quote unquote, John Paxson's the general manager. I'll give you this. I can give you a couple. The Jimmy Butler thing kind of worked out. Didn't stay, but it kind of worked out.
It did work out. We got Zach LaVine, Chris Dunn, and Larry Markkinen out of them.
That's okay. That's 2. I'll give you that. That's another one.
Their overall drafts.
There have been good drafts. There have been, but it's not Gar Forman. It's fucking John Paxson.
Well, there's a reason why Gar Forman's gone and John Paxson just.
I know, but this is just. I'm sorry, I'm ranting here, people, but this is the shit show that John Paxson has been running for 17 fucking years. Years. Can you give me another thing that these two have done together? Give me one more. I'll give you this. Daniel Gafford and Kobe White, probably their best two draft picks out of a whole Gar Forman era.
Well, if Wendell Carter Jr. can stay healthy, his defense is good. I love his defense. His defensive game and rebounding is fantastic.
What did you say, though? Got to?
He has to be healthy.
He has to be.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And that's not on Wendell Carter. I mean, injuries happen. It's a tragedy. But
I mean, granted, I will also give it to the Bulls now. They got rid of their medical staff before.
Yeah. Thank God, because that guy has done nothing. Absolutely wrong. Okay, but that's not them though. That's the head people. That's the Reinsdorf, and we'll get to them in a fucking second.
Oh, Jake's gonna get to him.
So give me one more example of what quote unquote Gar Forman, our general manager, had done for us in the past 11 years that he was at the helm. Give me one.
Man, it's gonna...
Exactly.
Yeah,
Can you not think of anything?
I can't think of anything.
That's it. So, pretty much getting Lauri Markkanen, Zach LaVine, Chris Dunn, that's one, Kobe White, Daniel Gafford, that's two, and then, I'll throw in Jimmy Butler in there, whatever, But that's it. 11 years later, you got players like Doug McDermott, fucking Tony Snell, Cameron Payne. Well, they didn't draft him, but they traded him.
They still got him.
Yeah, they traded for players that just don't make sense. It just doesn't. And I'm just letting out now because it's so hard because people fucking love this franchise. They love it. But now when everybody thinks of the Bulls, Jordan. Yeah, that's great. Jordan's the best fucking player of all time. But you gotta move on, people. Excuse me. It's been over 20 years since Jordan last played for us. 20. And I'll give you this. They've had stars, but not star potential like Jordan. The best one they've had is Derrick Rose, and they fucked him up. They fucked him over. Joakim Noah was a great player. Luol Deng, Kirk Heinrich, all those guys. But nothing matches up to Jordan. And it's fucking sickening because night after night after night after night, people love this team. They go fill the United Center. They buy the overpriced beers. They buy the overpriced food. They buy those jerseys. It's just utterly ridiculous about what this franchise has become. It's become a laughingstock. It's become a fucking laughingstock, and I'm tired of it. We were up there. I'm not comparing you because, Boston's got more rings, the Lakers got more rings, but we were up there. We were up there with those guys, and now we're just a fucking laughingstock. How bad is it when you got Scottie Pippen, who, by the way, they fired, which is another dumb fucking move. How bad is it when he goes on First Take or whatever fucking stupid-ass ESPN show he was on, and he said to everybody during the All-Star, I can't even name half the Bulls players. I can't. That's fucking bad. That's bad, people. You can't name half of your players? That's shit. That is absolute fucking garbage. Wake up. And I know this is all past tense, but it took 17 years to get rid of Paxson, 11 to get rid of Gar Forman, 3 head coaches, and nothing has worked. I'll now give you one more. Since John Paxson's been at the helm, they've been to one Eastern Conference final, and they lost. Do you know why? Because they always lost to the fucking Heat with LeBron James and D Wade and Chris Bosh. And it's like, oh, well, we could have had those players too, but then they diddly fucked us and fucked off to Miami. And then what do? Oh, we get the constellation prizes. We get Carlos Boozer, Brian fucking Scalabrine, the GOAT. Fucking John Lucas III, Ronnie Brewer, fucking C.J. Watson. Yeah, they were serviceable, but they weren't the guys. They couldn't get to the far end of the championship, and that's what pisses me off.
Bossy, I'm just saying, I mean...
Yeah, please chime in.
Yeah, let me just shut you up for a second, because, just the... Thinking about that...
I told you I was going to rant.
Oh, I know. I know you're going to rant. But, thinking about the fact that as Bulls fans, can you imagine Derrick Rose, LeBron James, D Wade, all in their primes, and even Chris Bosh if you want to...
3 rings.
Oh,
3.
Oh, I guarantee there'll be more than 3.
Rings. I
can bet a lot of money there'll be more than 3 rings. because just that overall firepower would be disgusting. Just absolute, just domination of the league. And you wouldn't split that up. LeBron wouldn't have left. D-Wade wouldn't leave. No one would leave.
Granted, I do think after they won 3, they would have split up because like the window was closing and all that.
But, I mean, maybe. But still,
yeah.
I mean, but still, even with that, do you think Derrick Rose would have got hurt if he wasn't doing all the work? No, he wouldn't have, because he would have fucking all those other guys doing all the work too.
Yep.
I'm just saying, like, but granted, I don't blame that on Garpax. I really don't, because they were saving up money to just get that.
Yeah, they wanted them.
They wanted
LeBron and D-Wade both came to Chicago, but they wanted another third guy, and apparently it sounds like they didn't think fucking Derrick Rose could be the guy. So what do? They just fucked off back to Miami and got Chris Bosh, the fucking Velociraptor.
But now that is your list done?
I got one more, and you have been through the. You have been with me on this one.
Okay.
Let's
go to the next one.
Okay. January 2018. December 2018. Bulls were 5-19. Record was 5-19. They fired Fred Hoiberg. Did they go outside of the organization?
I know exactly.
Did they go outside of the organization?
No.
And find a coach that will coach this team? Granted, it was the middle of the season. I understand that, but you're going to go to the guy that is just not a head coach, and of course we're talking about the Eggman himself, Jim fucking Boylan.
Eggman.
My God,
fucking
this
Humpty Dumpty
has to be the worst fucking coach the Bulls have ever had in their existence, or at least top 3. This dude sucks as a coach. Sucks. And you know what the shitty thing is? He's got a ring. He was an assistant coach with Greg Popovich with the Spurs when they won. I can't remember what year.
Which, by the way, every single time anybody ever brings up Jim Boylan, they always say, "Oh, he did. He was from the."
We're not talking about the old coach Jim Boylan with an A. This is Boylan with an E.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, people are like, whenever I always hear people try to defend Jim Boylan or anything like that, they're like, "Oh, well, he was with Pop, with the Spurs and blah blah blah." I'm like, I don't give a shit who he was with. Right. I've seen the shit on TV. I've seen the shit live. I've met the man live.
Yeah, I shook his hand. He seems like a generally good dude, but he's just not a coach.
I mean, the fact that, like, you can play, like, back all the clips for this, even just this past year. My favorite thing of all time, we're losing by, like, 20 points maybe. We're losing by, like, a big margin towards the end of the game. Fourth quarter, there's, like, 50 seconds left. Jim Boylan takes a timeout, and then Zach LaVine's just like,
what the fuck?
Why?
What are you doing?
Like, why are we wasting my time? Like, there's no point of us taking this timeout. We're not going to come back. None of the starters are playing. You have Scrub Boy McDickfoy, fucking Cristiano Felicio out there. Fucking, what are you doing?
Yeah, this is the guy I really just want to go off on. I mean, Garpax has done fucking enough. But let me just tell you this, Nathan. Can you tell me Jim Boylan's head coaching record right now as the Chicago Bulls? Pretty much a full year, because both of his coaching seasons have been cut short, because the first year he came in, he was assistant coach and then got hired, and then last year, this season I should say, the season was cut short because of the COVID-19 thing. Do you know what his record is?
I have to say, like, what, 45 and probably a bajillion?
39 and 84.
Oh, that's close.
Yeah, 39 and 84. And as his time with the Bulls, how many wins does he have over 500 teams in both seasons? How many wins does he have with teams above 500 records? Do you know? Do you want to take a guess?
I'll take a shot in the dark here.
Go ahead.
Maybe 12.
Not even close. In his 2 quote-unquote seasons as Bulls coach, he's had 5 W's against a team with over 500.
Which teams are those?
I can't recall. But 5... No, it doesn't matter. Maybe it's the same team. Twice. You never know.
Yeah.
5 games won with teams above 500. That's it. Out of probably 130 out of 130 games he's coached as the Bulls head coach.
Yeah, I mean,
he has 5 games won against teams with over 500 records. Everything else is shit. Everything else.
Well, also, what I don't understand is, too, like, okay, this past year, okay, you have Zach LaVine, you have Lauri Markkanen, you have all these guys.
Who, by the way, fucking regrets because of this dumb shit.
Hey, that's what I was going to say. I'm like, you have Lauri Markkanen, regressed.
Bulls fans, basketball people, you cannot yet give up on Lauri Markkanen. I'm sorry. Like, we may be biased because we're big Lauri Markkanen fans, but what Jim Boylan told Lauri Markkanen in the beginning of the season, and which is just fucking surprising me because Jim Boylan's such a fucking moron. that he couldn't have kept them the same way like he did the previous year where he averaged almost 19 points a fucking game. New season, brand new horizons. Everybody in their right mind. I even said to you, I expect the Bulls to be at least the 8th, 17th. Boy, was I fucking dumb. But this guy is just a complete asshat. This guy has no idea how to be a head coach. Could be assistant head coach, whatever the fuck. But this guy comes in, the new season, Lauri Markkanen coming up with 19 fucking points a game.
Yep.
Comes in and says, Lauri, I know you're a great scorer. Just get more rebounds. Get rebounds. That's all. Just get fucking rebounds. You mean to tell me that you have a fucking 23-year-old player that averaged 19 points a game for pretty much you last season?
Yeah, because
go get rebounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Get rebounds.
Exactly. Was hurt for most
get rebounds. Pretty much, yeah. Nope. Don't tell him, hey, Lauri, just go and score. Just go ahead and score. This is what you do. I mean, like, granted, he's average at defense at best. But hey, just go get rebounds, bro. That's all we need you to do.
But
no.
But I don't get that because if you look at it, that's Wendell Carter Jr.'s job.
Exactly.
Wendell's supposed to get the fucking rebounds. And
yeah.
If it magically pops into your hands on the defensive side or offensive side, great. That's great. Shoot the ball, get the goddamn basket, get the ball in the basket. Do it.
Exactly.
So, but that's just it's shocking to me that you see just a regression. And I'm gonna say this now. He needs to be gone. Like
if the
now.
Bulls, we'll get to that. We'll get to that later towards the end of this because that's really important. Because I want to talk about the horizons too as well because we can get in that short term. But Jordan Boylan is just a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Hey, let's call timeouts against the Raptors. What's the score of that game? 127 to 107. You're down by 20 with 20 seconds left. You're going to call a timeout because you're going to call schemes. You're going to call schemes. And I kind of want to. I don't want to play a clip because I don't know how well this mic's going to pick it up. But do you remember the Hornets game that we went to?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember he's like. A reporter asked him, like, hey, what are your thoughts on Lauri Markkanen? Like, he didn't play that much of the game. And they lost 83-73. And we were at that game, and boy, that was a fucking, probably the worst game I went to.
Oh, it was horrible.
Just terrible. So
on both sides, it was horrible.
What does he do? He's like, yeah, I played him for, like, the whole first quarter. I thought he looked pretty tired. So I really didn't play him much in the second half. You played him one quarter. Big fucking deal. You rest him a little bit in the second, and you get his ass out there. You would have probably fucking won the game. You would have played Lauri Markkanen more. No, I thought he looked pretty tired in the first quarter. I played him almost the first quarter. Thought he looked pretty tired. Yeah, he's running up the fucking court, you idiot.
Yeah, I'd be tired too if I had to run back and forth all fucking.
And this is just another stupidity thing that Jim Boylan just fucking grinds my fucking ears because this guy's just a dope. I mean, like, I want to say the Rockets game we went to, we saw him lose. We saw him lose, and you could just see, like, that big fucking bald head of his, and you just want to just throw, like, an egg at his head or something, you know? Just, God, he's an idiot. So I can't remember what call of game it is, but, like, okay, let me rephrase that. Like, Denzel Valentine, average player for the Bulls. Average player. You know where I'm going with this?
Yep.
Average player with the Bulls, whatever. Hey, Jim, Denzel, he's been hitting pretty threes. Like, what's going on? Why is he not playing? Because I said so. Because I said so.
Denzel Valentine was having, I don't know what happened. I was
just came in over and just started shooting threes.
Yeah, he was just electric with the 3-point. Just killing it.
Yep.
Why wouldn't you want that in your lineup? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you bench a guy who's willing to get threes easily? Like, if you leave
because I said so.
Well, I understand what Jim said. I understand what he said so, but I'm just saying, in my mind, he's making open threes. No one's guarding him because everybody's like, it's just Denzel Valentine. So, whatever. And then here he comes, just fucking shitting threes out of his ass, and next thing you know, bam. Fucking, we could be winning games.
And then he's playing because all the starters are hurt. Okay, whatever. Fuck you, Jim. You're an idiot, you know? And here's probably the main focal point. And a lot of people can disagree with me on this. And granted, I think that, you know, in the beginning, it was right. It was right to do this, you know, but towards pretty much the later end of the shortened season, Thomas Satoransky sucks. He sucks. For the money he's making. He's making like $10 million, $12 million a year. And you got a dude on the bench that had scored 30, averaging 30 points in the span of 3 games. Yeah, I want to develop him on our bench. Do you know what I'm talking about?
You're talking about Kobe White?
Yeah, Kobe White.
I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. You probably could have won I mean, granted, you know, you want to develop him, fine, whatever. You want him to stay on the bench, that's fine. Develop the player. But you're not going to develop him, Jim, because you're a fucking idiot, because you have no idea what you're doing. You're not going to develop him. You're fucking up the whole game, man. Calling timeouts with 20 seconds left, you're down by 20. Fuck off.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the moment that Kobe started, like, he finally got to start, obviously, because COVID came into, like, after his first game starting, but, like, he was having games where he was averaging, like, 30 points. Yeah, he was fucking killing it.
Yeah.
So, like, he finally gets a chance to start, and I will give it to Satoransky for being super cool about it. He wasn't, like, bitching about it. He said
for the volume money, he shouldn't be bitching.
Well, I'm just saying, but he was actually a good teammate about it. Said, he's kicking ass, he's doing good.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I believe Satoransky can be good as a bench guy, but not for the money he's getting paid.
Fuck no.
Hell no. 11 million.
But that's another thing of Garpax. Ugh. 2 year, $40 million for Jabari Parker coming off a knee surgery. Here you go. Thomas Satoransky, an average role player at best. Here you go. Cristiano Felicio, a guy cannot play fucking basketball to save his life. Here you go. It's just stupid shit. I'm tossing this paper. I don't even want to fucking look at it anymore. But it's just shit like that, Bulls fans. It's shit like... Oh, wet paper. I didn't take notes. But it's just shit like this, dude. And I'm sorry for taking over this podcast, but it's just... And no offense to you, and we talked about this. I've been watching this team a lot longer, and I know pretty much.
It's fine.
No, and I'm calling you out because you know your shit and all that shit. And I'm happy that we get to do this together and we go to games together. But it's just so frustrating, Bulls fans, to see that the team that was the Mecca team in the '90s, and to see what happened after, it's just we want to rebuild. We want to tear everything down.
We've been rebuilding since the fucking end of the '90s.
You fucked up.
So yeah,
you done fucked up.
But
you drafted the Marcus Aldridge or Tatum to fucking Portland for whoever the fuck they got. Didn't work out. Let me just say this. I can't recall what draft. I can't recall what draft number it was, whatever. But there's a guy. Fuck, I gotta look this up. Go ahead, say what you want. Go ahead, say what you want real quick. I gotta look this up.
Well, while you're looking that up, I do want to just kind of get to the point where
we're unprofessional. Sorry.
Well, I also want to get to the point of just talking about the hope of Arturas taking over everything and him actually building the team with the young studs we got now. Mm-hmm. I want to kind of move on to that part. The bright and shiny part where we all get happy about it.
There was just a player named Jay Williams that was drafted by the Bulls, and they said, like, hey, don't ride your fucking motorcycle. And he rode his motorcycle and fucked up his NBA career. That's all I have to say. But the Bulls should have done more about that. But let's talk about the future now, because, goddamn, I'm fucking tired of talking about complete shit.
Yeah, so, obviously, Garpax is gone. Well, Gar Forman's gone.
Thank God.
Yeah, Jake literally was popping champagne, happy as hell, and I was happy too.
Well, after all this time, it took the Reinsdorf, and that's another thing too. Fucking Jerry Reinsdorf. Hey Nate, remember this discussion we always have? If you don't know us, people, and you should, if you live in Illinois or Chicago, Jerry Reinsdorf is the owner of the Chicago Bulls and the Chicago White Sox.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
This guy, great. Good for the Hawks. What the fuck? The White Sox, they won the championship. But I did not hear this, but I've always read stories about this. Jerry Reinsdorf was on radio, 670 The Score, and he was asked, if you could trade one Bulls ring for one White Sox ring, would you do it? Our owner said, I give up all 6 rings to get one White Sox ring. That's our owner, people. That's our owner. He just doesn't give a shit about this team. He doesn't. He let John Paxson and Garfor run the show for too long, and then finally his fucking son stepped in, who unfortunately bears the Reinsdorf name. And they stepped in, and there's like, okay. And let me just say this right now. Do you think if the All-Star game was not in Chicago, do you think Garpax would still be here?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I personally believe that just because the media just
exploded.
Well, the media exploded, but you literally had every single ESPN, you had TNT, everything was at Chicago. It was in the United Center, and fans just were ruthless, and I'm happy about it.
Good, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Most of these guys have been Bulls fans forever, and they've suffered longer than us.
Yeah, and they've actually lived through the good times, and they remember, they're like, hey, what the hell? It shouldn't take this long of a rebuild.
And then
to guess where you need to be.
And then you see Zach LaVine on First Take. He's there talking with the fucking people I can't stand. And they asked the question. Why would you ask the question if you're going to get that kind of response? Yeah, Garpax. They said something to effective Garpax, and you got a whole sea of people from Chicago just booing him, and that stupid bitch Molly's like, "Hey, come on, it's Valentine's Day. Don't ask the fucking question, then retards."
I guarantee that people asked that question because they knew what they were going to get. She can say whatever she wants.
Sure, but still, it's like, oh, come on, it's Valentine's Day. we don't have a loving relationship with Garpex, you dumb broad. We don't. We don't. After all this time, we don't. So finally, after this shit show of a season where the Bulls were supposedly going to be great, I went to 7 games this year.
I went to 8.
They won. I was going to tell. I was telling that. Jesus Christ.
And I actually went to a win.
Fuck off. But I went to 7 games this year. They lost every single game. And I paid the money to go see it. I bought the jersey.
You bought Kobe White.
Bought 2 jerseys. Bought 1 jersey this year.
And a sweatshirt.
And a sweatshirt, yeah. I sink my money into this team because I love it. It's a hobby of mine.
You bought a lot of beer too.
That's not something I want to talk about. But after all this time, the Bulls said, you know what? Wow, our fans are actually fucking intelligent, more intelligent than us. So they finally decided to fire Garpex. Thank fucking God.
I'll give a lot of credit to Michael Reinsdorf.
Yeah, I mean, because his dad is just there probably sucking his thumb, shitting his in adult diapers because that guy does not have run a fucking basketball team. But they finally said like, okay, this is it. Like Garpex, we can't do this anymore. You guys have done nothing in our quote unquote rebuild in the last 3 years. It's time to move on, which they did. Gar Forman was fired. John Paxson, unfortunately, is still with the organization as I think senior advisor, something like that.
He's just an advisor.
Yeah, but he has nothing to do with basketball outrage anymore, so he can just stay the fuck away from that office wherever he worked.
Yeah, but I mean, just getting onto the actual future of the Bulls, and with young pieces like Kobe White and Daniel Gafford and Zach LaVine and Larry Markkinen, Wendell Carter, all those guys. Mm-hmm. I think you agree with me on it that we see a lot of promise with it.
I do, and I think honestly, Michael Reinsdorf made the right move to hire Arturas as a vice president of basketball operations. This guy has so much talent evaluation, has so much respect around the league, and like I said earlier, this guy was a part of the trade that brought Gary Harris and Yusuf Nurkic to Denver for fucking Doug McDermott. And this guy knows what he's doing. He's respected around the league. He knows. I was listening to his press comments when he was first hired, and this guy sounds like a smart guy. I think he knows what he's doing. I don't think I know what he's doing. And then he brings in a guy like Mark Eversley, I believe is? Yeah, Eversley. Mark Eversley. If you don't know who Mark Eversley was, he was part of the Raptors organization when they won the championship, but he was also part of Nike, a brand which basketball is pretty much fucking known for.
Yeah.
So this guy has been around the league many times. He's been with, sport. He's dealt with sports his whole life, and this guy knows what he's talking about. So I do believe that, Mark Eversley and Arturas, whatever, fuck it, where the fuck it is. But these guys know what they're doing. And of course, there's always a bad side to this because I believe it was during this week, shitting his pants, Jerry Reinsdorf, his dipshit son, who hired these people, Michael Reinsdorf and John Paxson. We would like to keep Jim Boylan head coach. You've done nothing then. You have done fucking nothing then. If you still think, if you want to say, okay, that's fine, you can voice your opinions whenever, but if you're going to tell me right now that you fired John Paxson from his role to senior sucks dick a lot, whatever, and you fired Gar Forman, and he still has the willpower to say, I'd like Jim Boylan, I think he should be our head coach. No. Then what the fuck did you bring in Arturas for? That is the stupidest fucking thing I've read this week, man. And I've read a lot of stupid shit.
Yeah, so
this is just it just still shows that this team has no control of what they say. They just don't fucking care. I don't give a shit if John Paxson and Gar Forman and fucking Jim Boylan are best friends. Doesn't matter. You're not going to give this guy another chance. You can't, because you saw what he did. The players do not like him. And then all of a sudden you bring in this guy, and the players talked to Mark Eversley and fucking Arturas, and they all said, yeah, this guy's a fucking moron. This guy's not a good coach. He fucking kills us in practice, has a fucking time card for punching in and out of, what is this, a fucking office? No, you're playing basketball, you dumb fuck. So what do they do? Oh, yeah, we still like to keep Jim Boylan. And why'd you bring in Arturas? Why'd you bring in Mark Eversley? Yeah, you let them run the basketball show. You just sit the fuck down and collect your stupid money from the fans that fill up the UC night after night. And that just really grinds my gears. honestly, like, fucking Jerry, just stick to baseball and give your kid the team, whatever, because you obviously don't give a shit about us. Stop voicing your opinion. You have no fucking clue what you're doing. You were the one that said, oh, yeah, tearing it down after the dynasty was a good idea. 22 years later, you still have a fucking ring, Jerry. Oh, wait, that's right, you do have a ring. It's with the wrong team.
Yeah. I mean...
It's for your shit baseball team. Southpaw, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, if anybody's curious, we're both Cubs fans, if you're wondering.
Yeah. Sorry, White Sox fans.
So White Sox fans, we don't have any hate against you. We just have hate against Jerry.
Your team.
And your team.
And your fucking stupid-looking mascot.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about the negative shit. But let's get off the negative shit for now. But I am very excited about this future. I do believe that the Bulls are looking bright. I do not want to see Lauri Markkanen traded away. I don't want to see Zach LaVine traded away. These are the two guys that you can build around.
Well, you can. I mean, hell, Arturas and Mark Eversley, they're like if you like even look them up for anything.
Yep.
Like players around the league love them.
Arturas was the main guy to get the Nikolai Jokic, that fucking big center that everybody loves from Denver. That white guy, I can't remember his name, but he was the reason they got him, and they got him in the second round.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like,
where are our second round picks? Nowhere.
I'm just saying, but like that, like the guys that we got now,
they have talent.
They have talent.
They do.
And both Mark Eversley and Arturas are both smart people.
They're smart basketball people. They're smart. They know what they're doing. I'm sorry. Arturas even said himself, he likes the core of Zach LaVine, Kobe White, Lauri Markkanen, and Wendell Carter Jr. That's 4. Otto Porter Jr., who knows what's going to happen with him. But the main thing, and let me just say this right now, Bulls fans, it's probably not going to happen this year. 2021 is when they're going to have the cap space. Hopefully they get rid of that stupid fucking Felicio contract. They got to get a big free agent. They got him.
All right, you feel like I already know who's going to come.
Who? Go ahead, Sid. Derrick Rose, I'm sorry, is not a big free agent contract. No. Big free agent anymore. I'm sorry. It's great that I want him to come home, yeah, but he's not the big guy. No, go ahead. I know what you're going to say.
I've been hearing rumors, and in 2021, I've been hearing that Paul George is linked to the Bulls. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've heard. I don't know what your take is on that, but having a Paul George kind of a player would be pretty fucking nice.
It would be, yeah, but I don't know. Like, I really don't know. Like, you just got to get rid of all these shitty-ass contracts. You got to get rid of Thomas Satoransky. Thaddeus Young, I don't even know what the fuck. I don't even know what his role is anymore. Nobody knows anymore.
Well, I mean, his role was to be a veteran developmental player, and he obviously did not pander into that.
Yeah, because another fucking bald-headed fuckface named the name of Jim Boylan stepped in. Oh, I'm here to develop my players. Fuck off. You haven't developed shit. Your bench sucks and you know it, Jim. And so do you. Hope you're fired, bro. I'm sorry. You were not a basketball head coach. So, you think Paul George is going to be the big free agent the Bulls are going to get 2021?
Well, no, I'm just saying that's what I've heard.
Who would you want? Okay, let's say 2020, whatever. Who would you want in the next 2 years? The big free agent that you want. Who would it be?
I can pick whoever I want.
Anybody.
Anthony Davis.
Yep. Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis.
From Chicago. You got Mark Eversley, guy worked with Nike. Hey, Anthony Davis, I'll give you a 5-year, $200 million contract to come play with Zach LaVine, Lauri Markkanen, Wendell Carter Jr., Kobe White. Guys form an all-star. And hey, if you come here, I'll even give you a bigger Nike deal. How about that?
Bam.
Boom. Good as gold. That shit, like that's the main thing that Mark Eversley is such an important thing. Because he has ties. I don't know if he still works there. Probably not. But he has ties with Nike. So who knows? If Zach LaVine becomes he is a star, but he's not a big star like, let's say, Giannis and LeBron. Let's say he turns out to be a guy that averages almost 30 points a game. Hey, Zach, here's a big-ass contract. Oh, by the way, how would you feel if you want your own shoe? Like, that's like the main focal point of why Mark Eversley has been such a great hire. We don't know what he's going to do yet. We don't know what the trade's going to look like. We don't know when the draft's going to happen either. We don't know what free agent's going to start. Hell, we don't even know if there's going to be a fucking season.
We're talking about it. They said end of July.
Oh, yeah, but that's for playoffs. I'm just talking about, like, next year, though. But, okay. All right, so Anthony Davis is your big free agent you want. Anthony Davis is my big free agent you want. Who would you want as a head coach?
I haven't looked into this, actually. I really haven't.
Name anybody. Well, that's not employed, I guess you could say.
Well, that's the thing. I really haven't looked into anybody. So
okay.
I haven't been into the big search of that.
Okay.
sense.
Okay, that's
So I'm going to be real about it.
Okay.
So, but I know you have somebody.
Yes, I actually have two. I believe that the Bulls should go after Mark Jackson, after the guy from ESPN, the guy who pretty much built the Warriors what they are now. But if he decides to stay there, fine, whatever. I want the Bulls to go out and go get Adrian Griffin. If you don't know who Adrian Griffin is, he was an assistant head coach with the Bulls when Tom Thibodeau was here. Coached the Windy City Bulls, and I believe he was a part of the team that had the Raptor. He was assistant coach that helped the Raptors win the championship last season. Go get that guy. He was down the D-League. Players loved him. He's a player's guy. He knows what he's doing. I think the Bulls should make that guy the next Bulls head coach. It could be wrong. They could shock the hell out of us and get Mark Jackson or some big name. But please, Arturis and Mark Eversley, you're never going to listen to this, but please, do not bring back Tom Thibodeau. Unless you want Zach LaVine, Larry Market, and Wendell Carter Jr. just fucking...
Have no kneecaps.
Or just have broken bones and look like fucking guy from SpongeBob in the body cast. Just please don't bring back Tom Thibodeau. I respect the hell out of the guy, but he's not the coach right for this team. Because this team is not...
He's actually linked to the Knicks.
Fucking let him ruin that shitty franchise. Fucking piece of shit owner Jim, whatever the fuck, James Doylan, whatever. But anyway, please, for the love of God, please do not bring Tom Thibodeau in. Go get Mark Jackson. Go get Adrian Griffin. Somebody that is linked to it's kind of like, just bring somebody back that you're familiar with. Adrian, he's worked with Mark Eversley. I'm pretty sure, he's in some way, shape, or form has probably talked to Arturis, or Arturis has known about him, but that is the main focal point guy I want to be. So, wrapping it up. So, what do you think the future of the Bulls looks like from here on out with these two guys? We don't know who the next head coach is going to be, and please, for the love of God, please, I know it's going to be true. Please fire Jim Boylan. Get him the fuck out of here.
I mean, that's rumors.
Let him go. I don't give a shit. Get him out. Let him go knit a fucking sweater or something. I don't give a shit what he does. Please get him out of here. But anyway, final thoughts on what the Bulls could look like in the next 2 to 3 years.
I see them as a potential playoff team.
Yeah, I do too.
Honestly, if they were to get the right coach in now, sign a decent free agent this year.
Yeah.
Just to...
or at least build up to 2021, because that's when all the money comes in.
Yeah, or even that. I can see them being an 8th seed.
Oh, you think 8th seed? Wow. If the Bulls get the right guy as head coach and develop and start Laurie Marketing, Zach LaVine, Wendell Carter, Kobe White, and either it's Otto Porter Jr., a big free agent.
Or somebody that can just plug in for the year and then do whatever.
Yeah, whatever. They could be a 4th or 5th seed up there. They'll be up there.
I can see it.
In the next 2 years.
But we also need to make sure our bench is better. Because our bench isn't that great. It's all right.
It's not. It's average. But I also think that you should, quote unquote, as Jim Boylan say, I'm developing these players. You need to develop Daniel Gafford, who's going to be our backup center, hopefully for years to come. That kid's got a lot of potential.
Chandler Hutchinson.
Chandler Hutchinson he can be okay. Stay healthy.
But yeah, if he stays healthy, keywords if,
yeah.
He stays healthy, he has the talent to be good. He's shown it.
He has. Yeah, he was a first-round draft pick. He was a first-rounder, he's a first-rounder.
He was a first-rounder?
Yeah, he was a first-rounder, yeah.
He was a second-rounder.
No shit, Nate.
Oh,
anyway, I'm just kidding. But anyway, this team has so much potential, and after all this time, it's finally over as Bulls fans. It's finally over. We are beginning a new era. It may take a year or two, but I trust it's not going to take fucking 17 years to get in a ring. I'm telling you that right now. If the Bulls get what they get, and they get the right people, they will be championships someday. They will be.
Oh yeah.
Who knows how long it will be, but I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be another 22 years. I hope to God that the Bulls win another championship, because it's what the city needs. Because like I said, you go to the UC, you see those six trophies next to the store. What do you think? You think Michael Jordan? That's great. Michael Jordan's still the best player of all time, but it gets old. You want to have the new guys step in and be. Nobody's gonna ever be Michael Jordan, but you want to be the guy that you hear about the Bulls. You think, oh yeah, Michael Jordan. Oh yeah, Zach LaVine, Laurie Marketing, Kobe White, Wendell Carter. You want to have your own names. You want to build your own pedestal and have the guys work their way up. And I do believe that the future of the Bulls is so bright with these new Arturis and Mark Eversley, because the Reinsdorf finally got their fucking thumbs on their asses. Probably changed their diapers too. I'm just, oh God, like, I'm just so excited. Like, no, like, Bulls fans, you should be excited too, man. This is some great shit yet to come. Any final thoughts, Nate?
Just that, literally what you just said, just the actual, like, I actually feel hopeful.
I do too. I actually have hope finally.
Like, my thought going into the draft is, oh man, I can't wait for them to fuck this shit up again.
I don't even know who the fuck's in the draft.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, I'm looking at it as, okay, I can actually see us not drafting like garbage.
Yeah, I mean, or trading for garbage.
Yeah, or trading for garbage, or signing idiots, or doing something stupid. Yep. So, as Bulls fans, we are very excited, and we are very,
absolutely. We're thrilled
ready
to death that I'm ready. I'm ready to, and I have no shame, I have no shame in wearing my Bulls gear outside, even though we live in southeastern Wisconsin. I have no shame. I am proud. We may suck, but man, I love this team. The history, the players, the atmosphere. Like if you've never been to a Bulls game at the United Center, it is a fun time. Even if you're not a basketball fan, just go there, have some overpriced beers, have some overpriced frickin' food, and just have a good time, because there's some great time after entertainment. Because, and let's be serious, though, the Bulls have the best fucking mascot in all the NBA.
Oh, without a doubt in my mind.
Like, there's a lot of stuff you can do there. There's a lot of fun things you can see. You can see the trophies. You can buy the $350 Jordan jerseys that I'm never going to fucking buy.
No.
But in all, I'm really looking forward to the future, because this is really bright and we don't have fucking morons running it anymore. So yeah, I'm excited, and I want to thank you everybody for tuning in to episode 2. Who knows what we'll be talking about next Saturday? We'll probably get off of basketball, because
we're getting off of basketball.
We're getting off of basketball because nothing's really happening right now. I'm hoping that the league will continue into the playoffs. Obviously, the Bulls will not be in there, but that's fine. So, and the next time we hopefully talk about basketball, Jim Boylan will not be the head coach. I hope he's fucking picking up trash somewhere else. So, what would you like to say, Nate?
Thanks for everybody listening.
Yeah, and thank you for all the support we've had too, man. It's been an awesome ride. We're glad we're doing this. So, anything else?
No.
You want to say goodbye?
All right. Until next week, guys.
Yeah. Fuck you, Carpex.